Hey there, buckle up because you're about to hear a story that's gonna twist you inside out. I was flying back to New York, 2 days ahead of schedule, feeling pretty good about closing that deal. Driving home from JFK, I tried calling Sarah, my wife. Line was busy. Typical. She was probably glued to that computer again, hours online every night. Tried her cell, same thing, busy signal, all the way home. Must have tried a dozen times in those 2 hours. Getting closer to town, something caught my eye. A car parked outside this cheesy motel looked just like Sarah's SUV. Nah, couldn't be. Shook my head, kept driving. But that little seed of doubt, it started to sprout. 10 minutes later, I'm pulling into my driveway, hit the garage door opener. Empty. Her car's not there. Went inside, knot tightening in my stomach, headed straight for the office, computer screen glowing softly in the dark room. I froze. Something stopped me from just shutting it off. Instead, I sat down, staring at the screensaver for a second, finger hovering over the keyboard. Pressed a key. Screen flickered. Chat room page. My blood ran cold. Heart hammered against my ribs as I started reading. Messages flashing on the screen explicit. No mistaking it. And then it hit me. Sarah was having an affair. The last message, some username Nighthawk, asking if she was meeting him at their usual spot tonight. Her reply, yes. Just one word. Sat there, frozen, mind racing, world tilting. Left the computer on, walked back out to my car, closed the garage door, backed out, drove straight back towards that motel. Rage and betrayal, a toxic cocktail swirling in my gut. Parked across the street, stared at that car. Still there, just like before. Pulled out my phone, dialed David Miller, my best friend, my lawyer. His secretary picked up, said he was out, would have him call me back. And then, like a punch to the gut, it hit me. Nighthawk. D.H. David Harrington. David. My best friend. He was the one. The world went silent. David, my lawyer, the guy who knew everything about my business, my finances. With him and Sarah working together, they could bleed me dry. I needed to stay calm, think straight. But how? What the hell was my next move? Suddenly, an idea sparked. Briefcase. Address book. Flipping through pages, found the name I was looking for. Dialed the number, hands shaking just a little. Mark, it's John. How you doing? Hey man, good to hear from you. Still out west? No, almost home now. Listen, I need your help. Can I come by to talk? Of course. Come on over. Expecting you. 50-minute drive to Mark's office. Time to think. To let the anger simmer, the betrayal burn. 2 people I trusted most, stabbing me in the back. Arrived at his office. Receptionist greeted me, led me straight in. Quick hello. Mark directed me to a couple of comfy chairs, and I just spilled it all out. Sarah's cheating on me, Mark, with David Miller, my best friend. And I'm lost, don't know what to do. David's my lawyer. He knows everything. He could take me for everything. Mark leaned back, face unreadable for a long moment. Then, without a word, he picked up the phone on his desk. Could you check if Martha and Tony are free to come in? Few moments later, Door opened. Stunning woman walked in, followed by a tall guy. They sat down. Martha introduced herself, started asking questions. Clarifying questions about Sarah, David, my work, listened intently as I talked. I'm finalizing this massive contract, I explained. $200 million, 10% profit margin. I gotta protect that. Can't let Sarah and David get their hands on a dime of it. Mark nodded thoughtfully. You're in good hands, John. Tony handles corporate law. Martha specializes in domestic cases. They'll take it from here. Martha leaned forward, eyes sharp. I understand you are due back in 2 days. Can you extend your stay a little longer? Absolutely, I said without hesitation. Anything to buy time. Let's proceed carefully, she said, eyes locked on mine. We can make this ugly, or we can handle it quietly. More evidence we gather, the better. I've got an excellent private investigator who can retrieve everything from your computer. We might even get video footage of her infidelity. Would that bother you? No, I said firmly. I want to know everything. How long this has been going on, if it's just him. Leave no stone unturned. I'm angry, but I don't want to do anything stupid. I need to understand what I'm dealing with. She nodded, expression hardening. We'll gather what we can. Stay in touch. I'll arrange a meeting with my guy ASAP. As Martha stood to leave, I felt this surge of respect for her. Mark grinned. She's something, isn't she? Proud as hell. I managed a tired smile. Yeah, good at what she does. Spent a couple more hours with Mark and Martha, hashing out a plan. Mark insisted I stay the night at his place. Gratefully accepted. Dinner of steak and potatoes. His wife Angela, warm, welcoming. Met her a few times before, but tonight she made me feel like family. After dinner, Mark and I just talked, reminiscing about the old days, Navy SEALs, wild times. He was always the fearless leader. Admired him for it. But tonight, everything felt different. Couldn't stop thinking about Sarah, about David. Mind wouldn't shut off. Sleep was a joke. Tossed and turned, images of Sarah with David replaying in my head. Next morning, Angela made a killer breakfast. Then back to Mark's office. Martha and the private investigator, Tony Greer, already there waiting. Signed some papers. Tony briefed me on the next steps. Need you to call Sarah, John, Tony said. Tell her you're staying a couple more days. Gives us the window we need to get the evidence. Made the call, voice calm, steady. Sarah, chatting about tennis, lunch plans, shopping. Perfect. Tony got to work fast. Cameras installed, data copied from the computer, phones bugged. Hit a transmitter in the bushes behind the house. Martha pulled me aside before she left. I know you love her, John, but does she still say it to you? I love you. Shook my head. Not anymore. Can't remember the last time. Martha nodded sympathetically. I'll be in touch. Stay strong. Everything in motion. Mix of anticipation and dread. Just the beginning. But I was determined to find out everything that had been happening behind my back. Drove Tony to David Miller's office, parked a few blocks away, watched as he somehow managed to bug both David's phone and his office. Crazy. Few moments later, he called me on the walkie-talkie. Drove around the corner, picked him up. Couldn't help but ask. How'd you even get in to plant the bug? Tony grinned. Easy. Asked the secretary if David was in. She said no. Didn't buy it, just walked right in. Took a second. Grabbed what I needed. When I left, secretary was dialing the cops. Told her I'd be back tomorrow with my own lawyer. Back to Mark's office. Tony connecting cables to Martha's computer. Showing us how to use this control box. Flipped a switch. Screen flickered. Screen saver to live feed. There was Sarah. Walking through the living room, then the bedroom. Sat on the bed, kicked off her shoes, picked up the phone. Hi, sugar, she purred, pausing as she dialed. When did he check out? You think he suspects anything? He hasn't suspected a thing in 3 years. I'll call you back, she said. Phone rang. Martha nodded to let it ring twice, then nodded for me to answer. Put it on speaker. Hello? Is that you, John? Yeah, Sarah, who else? Paris Hilton, she replied sarcastically. So, how are you? Fine. When can I expect you back? Planning a dinner? Friday at the earliest. I'm at the plant, I said. Moved to a motel nearby to save time. Martha called out from behind. Come on, big guy, let's party. Sarah asked. Who is that? Just the guys at the plant, I explained quickly. What's the number of the motel? She pressed. I'll call you when I get back. Okay, call you later. Watched as Sarah went into the bathroom, then back to her dresser. Changed into high heels, posed in front of the mirror, running her hands through her hair, headed out of sight. Screen flickered again. She made drinks, set them on the coffee table, came back with a bowl of nuts. Garage door opened. David walked in. Sarah greeted him with a kiss, long embrace. David sat down, sipping his drink as they chatted. I turned away. Couldn't watch. Don't look, Mark said. Martha's listening for anything useful we can use later. But I glanced back just as Sarah was performing I quickly stepped outside. Martha followed, sad, understanding smile. I know what you're feeling, she said quietly. I caught my husband in bed with my best friend. I stopped, surprised. You did? She nodded. He was crazy. I'm sorry, I said instinctively, reaching for her hand. It helps. Knowing I'm not alone in this pain. Feels like the whole world's falling apart. Yeah, she murmured. It's a devastating feeling. Sex is a powerful thing, I added bitterly. Thought I was enough. Gave her everything. Gave my husband everything too, she said, voice faltering. Dressed how he wanted, like a schoolgirl, anything. Wanted to please him. Could see the sadness still there, lingering in her eyes. Did you enjoy it? I asked, almost incredulously. I did, she replied softly, tears welling up. But in the end, none of it was enough. I feel that too, I whispered. Weight of our shared experience hanging heavy in the air. We kept walking, hand in hand. Stopped, turned to face her. Maybe we can find a new kind of love. Something that can heal the hurt. She looked at me, vulnerability in her eyes. I hope so. I believe we still have a lot of love to give, I said, squeezing her hand gently. But I'm scared of being hurt again. I know, she murmured. but I want to believe there's hope. Me too, I said quietly. And I know the right person can help heal the pain. Martha smiled faintly. You're right. We stood there for a long moment, world around us fading. Finally, I spoke again, voice steady. I want to get to know you better. I've never been as attracted to anyone as I am to you. Her eyes glistened with emotion as she leaned in closer. I feel the same way. I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. Pulled her closer, lips meeting hers in a soft kiss. Moment our lips touched, surge of intense emotion flooded through me. But before I could process it, I pulled away, overwhelmed, confused. She sobbed quietly, covering her face with her hands. What did I do wrong? Nothing, I whispered gently, taking her hands in mine. Sweet girl, nothing is wrong with you. I just need time. This is all so new. I understand, she said, voice breaking. I'll wait for you. Held her close, trying to comfort her, both of us navigating this painful, fragile moment. It was me, I said. Didn't want to scare you. She looked at me confused. What do you mean? Baby girl, I said softly. When I kissed you, I felt something I've never felt before. Instant reaction, caught me off guard. Didn't want you to feel uncomfortable. Am I mistaken? She studied me for a moment. No, she whispered. You're still aroused. Yes, I admitted. And I can't walk properly right now. Let's sit on this bench, she hesitated, but agreed. We sat down, nervous smiles. I broke the silence. Let's get this divorce over with. I won't kiss or touch you again until it's final. She looked at me, voice barely above a whisper. Be careful what you wish for. If I put everything into it, I replied, tone serious. This could move quickly. Please hurry. Next day, Martha asked me to meet her at her office, something to show me. Arrived, she handed me a stack of tapes. Need you to watch these, she said, tone somber. Won't lie to you, it's going to be hard. Flipped a switch, screen lit up. Sarah on our bed, surrounded by 4 men. Stomach churned, immediately turned away. Couldn't watch. Martha quickly switched off the monitor. Next, she said. Conversation she had with David. Screen flickered again. Sarah and David, lying in our bed, casually talking about taking me for everything I had. David promising to handle the divorce for a fraction of the money, claiming Sarah deserved more. Sarah didn't seem to care much, loved the freedom she had now, sleeping with whoever she wanted, living in a nice house, driving a new car, only seeing me once or twice a month. Martha leaned back, voice quiet. She doesn't want a divorce, John. She's got it made. Frustration boiled inside me. I've got news for her. I need to be free from that backstabbing woman. Don't want her to get a single penny. Know it might not be possible, but I want you to do everything you can. 3 weeks later, Martha sat across from Sarah in her office, showing her selected parts of the tapes. You have 2 options, Sarah, Martha said calmly. Sign these papers, which will give you half the proceeds from the house, a fully paid car, and $50,000 cash as a settlement. Or you can go to court and we show everything we have. 15 hours of these videos. What do you want to do?" Sarah didn't respond, stood up, left without a word. Martha, Mark, and I sat in silence, waiting. Didn't take long for the first response. Bug in David's office picked it up. Sarah stormed in, demanding to know what she should do now. David, clearly panicked, told her he couldn't help her. He was facing disbarment, career over. Just been informed he no longer represented me or my company. Sarah didn't take it well. They argued for half an hour. David finally threw her out of his office, shouting he never wanted to see her again. Looked at Mark and Martha. "Should feel relieved," I said quietly. "But I'm just sad. Fact that they're hurt doesn't change anything. Just want this over so I can move on with my life." Turned to Mark. "Find me a good-sized piece of rural property nearby. Somewhere perfect for raising kids. A lot of kids. And do you know a nice woman who might be interested in raising a big family with me?" Mark grinned. "Might know someone." Turned to Martha. "What about you? You available?" Martha smiled. "Hell yes. Once this is all done, I'll drag him to the preacher so fast his head will spin. I happen to love him." Looked at her, half smiling. "Warn you now, when I have to go to the West Coast on business, you're coming with me." She smirked, teasing. "Don't know. They say variety is the spice of life." Felt a chill run down my spine. Just be clear. If you're looking for anything more than a strictly monogamous marriage, you have the wrong guy. "No," she said firmly. "I don't have the wrong guy. I'll be your only playmate. Don't forget that." Following morning, Sarah arrived to sign the papers. I wasn't there. But when everything was finalized, she turned to Martha. "Are you married? You're not wearing a ring." Martha replied, "No, I'm single." Sarah, almost wistful look, said, "Let me give you a bit of advice. Grab John and marry him. He was the best husband a woman could ever have. I still love him, but I need other men too. It's like I'm trapped in hell. Goodbye, and remember, don't let him slip away." That evening, I took Martha out to celebrate. She promised to personally handle the paperwork at the courthouse. With any luck, I'd be free by the afternoon next day. After dinner, hit a few clubs. Martha kept getting pulled onto the dance floor by other guys. Tried to keep my irritation in check, but it wasn't easy. Not wanting to come across as jealous, I suggested we head somewhere with country music. Next place was even worse. Martha leaned in, voice playful. "Let's get out of here. Go to your place. I'm danced out, and I think I've only danced with you 4 times tonight." I laughed. "Really? I'm not tired at all." "Of course not," she teased. "You just sat there and watched." "Couldn't take my eyes off you, though. Worried you'd end up dancing with someone else." "Then that slinky blonde grabbed you," she said, almost with a growl. "Let go before I have to scratch her eyes out." We left, heading to the hotel suite I was renting. Felt different now, with her there. More alive, more real. Sat on the couch, chatting. Offered her a drink. She smiled, said she'd love something light. Mixed us both a spiced rum with a twist of lime and soda water. She seemed to enjoy it. Kissed her gently. When she opened her eyes, smile was dazzling. "That was wonderful," she said, voice soft. "Better than I ever imagined in my dreams. I loved it." Weeks that followed, John and Martha's bond grew stronger. Spent more time together, sharing dreams, hopes, everything that had shaped them. Spark that ignited during those dark times blossomed into a deep, comforting warmth. Clear they'd both been waiting for this moment, for the right person to truly understand them. One sunny afternoon, walking in Central Park, John stopped, took Martha's hand, looked into her eyes, heart full. "Martha, I've never felt more certain about anything in my life. World may not have given us what we expected, but I believe we found something even better. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" Tears welled up in Martha's eyes, smiled, squeezing his hand. "Yes, John, yes. I've never been more sure of anything. I love you, and I want to be with you forever." Engagement was simple, profound. Didn't need grand gestures, just each other. Understanding, love, foundation of everything. Began planning small, intimate wedding. Shared moments of laughter, joy, looking forward to future. Wedding day surrounded by closest friends, family. Ceremony in a serene garden full of blooming flowers, symbolizing new beginning. Exchanging vows, danced under the stars, just the two of them, free of the past, embracing promise of tomorrow, leaving for honeymoon hand in hand. John whispered, "This is just the beginning. We have a lifetime ahead of us, and I'm so grateful to spend it with you." And so their love story began. New, full of hope, laughter, deep connection. Whatever challenges came, they knew they'd face them together. Building a future full of joy, adventures, memories that would last forever.